Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Yakadash here. It's been a while since I've done a playthrough of this game, but I've been wanting to um, play or do another playthrough of Tron Identity as the month of June approaches. And what's coming out in June? Well, the next game, Tron Catalyst. And then, of course, I want to play that. And I want to do that. I want to get that played and stuff before the movie Tron Ares comes out, just because I'm curious if there's going to be any kind of connection at all, especially since Dillinger's son, granted, it's Cillian Murphy's character in Legacy, Dillinger Jr., um, that is being referred to as a little thing you can discover in this game. Um, but on top of that, what else? Oh yeah. Um, no, yeah. Although Dillinger Jr. is not going to be um, a playable character, or not a playable character, is not going to, apparently, although Dillinger Jr. is not going to be somebody in the movie, but rather Julian Dillinger is. Um, Something I just learned by looking at the description. Yeah, London Subway. Something I just learned by reading the description of Tron Catalyst was that it was in the Arc grid as well, and Tron Identity is in the Arc grid, which the Arc grid is like a separate grid. It was sort of like a holding place for ISOs that escaped or that were preserved from clues, like the coup d'etat, if you will. Um, so I thought that was interesting. Like they're gonna be, it's Catalyst looks like it's gonna be a sequel to Identity. Um, and also, um, like I might just be reading too much. I might just be reading too much into this, and doubtless, I mean, well, um, but I did notice that your program is um, black, just like your program in this game is black. And this also got me wondering. It's like, do programs actually reproduce? It's like, do they like? It seems very much implied that they do mate, and of course, in electrical terms, there are like male part, female part. Now that's a different thing altogether, but it is something that is explored, or just used in electrical terms as far as like chords and ports are concerned. Um, but I'm just wondering. I don't know if there's if it's just they just both the programs happen to it just the protagonists of both these games just happen to be black, or if that means that there's some relation between my character in this game, Query, and the character in Catalyst. Don't know. Probably not. It might just be a coincidence that I'm just reading into, but uh, hmm. But anyway, I'm also just wanting to refresh myself. Like I'm wanting to do a one particular route in this game that I haven't done before, and also just refreshing myself on the story. Especially thinking to myself, "Oh, Catalyst is in the same grid, right?" So we'll, yeah, go ahead and do that. And of course, we're not gonna skip the opening because the opening is cool. It's got great music too. How's the volume? Is it too low? There's Grish. I mean, you know, by my logic earlier, proxy would be connected to query as well, right? But no, they're very different, obviously. Okay. In that case, I'll just have to remember to turn this down later. Welcome to the grid program. To progress the story, press the next button. Or the next button. You can read at your own pace or progress automatically by pressing the autoplay toggle. If you miss something, there's a chat log on the pause menu. Also, what's interesting, so it looks like both this game and Catalyst are doing something like a bit different as far as the Tron games are concerned. Like this one is just a point and click RPG, and then Catalyst looks like they're doing an isometric game, view game, which is pretty interesting. Okay, are you ready to begin? Yes. Initializing. Oh, right. It's a cold night in the city. Nothing new there. You pull your coat tighter, feel the heat of its glow, a small comfort against the brittle rain. Across the park stands the repository, a grand building. It stands sentinel among all surrounding it. This is architecture as power play, a statement made in light and stone. It's also where you'll be working tonight. You step forward, taking in the data trees that flank your path. It's all suddenly the screech of tires against asphalt to your left, the rhythmic pulse of a light cycle at full speed. You turn, seeing cold blue light racing towards you. Dive out of its way. You throw yourself back, feeling the front of the cycle clip your coat. Laughter now, interspersed with the engine roar. You dodge the light cycle. Thank the user someone found that entertaining. Two more light cycles race past, pursuing the first. Their yellow light marks them as core peacekeepers, enforcers. You doubt it'll end well for the laughing racer. That looks more orange to me, but oh well. You stand up, brush yourself off. If things ever go off the rails, you'd be good at the games. Good at dodging, anyway. You push forward, more gingerly now. The park has fallen silent again. Good. Hey, Gresh. At the entrance to the repository stands a slab of security program. His armor is scuffed and scratched, as is his face. A cruel smirk is attempting to break through his clenched jaw. Bit of trouble on the road there, Chief? Nothing I can't handle. Wakes you up. He laughs. You dodge the light cycle. Long time since I saw someone hit the dirt with that much force. Good reflexes. The laughing stops and is replaced by a stern frown. Can I help you? I hope so. The program squints, confused. Mind telling me what you're doing here? Well, my lights are white, just the same as Sam Flynn's. Which I'm not sure what white means exactly, but you flash your badge, 4 squares arranged in a T. It designates you as a member of the Disciples of Tron, a detective. No boss, no assigned task, but uncovering truths, a professional observer. My name's Query. Your boss called me in. Something happened here, something big enough to bring in outside help. The program is taken aback. He steps away from the door and motions you in. You could have sworn you saw the light in his eyes pulse with frustration. This isn't going to be an easy night. This will be easier if you work with me. No answer. The program slams the door shut behind you, reactivating its glowing lock. No escape. Definitely not going to be an easy night. The lobby of the repository is beautiful. It demonstrates the same power as the exterior. Grish hustles you into the elegant space. You know, something I was thinking about was how it's always dark in the Tron universe. So it's like when it says night, it's like, well, isn't it always night? And then that just made me think of like, it's like, because it's like thinking about all the lights and stuff, it's like because it's daytime, you can't see it in the daytime. It's like, so make everything in the dark. Good question. I don't know, the energy going through your, like the power, the electrons going through wires or something, making it hot or whatnot, so electricity. I don't know. The lobby of the repository is beautiful. It demonstrates the same power as the exterior. Grish hustles you into the elegant space. You note that it is empty, quiet. Beautiful. It is. Empty. It is. It's late. Only a skeleton crew tonight. Grish looks tired. It must have already been a long night. He growls. It wasn't my call to bring you in. I had this handled. I was about to begin my investigation. I can leave if you like. Nothing pleased me more, but I'm just following orders like you. I don't follow orders, I'm an independent process. Wait, can I go? Can I actually leave? I'll go. No, you won't. You can tell Grish isn't used to dealing with inquiries like you. He ushers you past the lobby's vacated front desk towards an elevator. I actually don't know. I don't think I can. The last time I played this game, I thought I was going to because I had the option to stand in front of Cass when Grish was like ready to strike. And so I was like, oh, am I about to die? But no, that didn't happen. He ushers you past the lobby's vacated front desk towards an elevator. We've moved all non-essential staff to a secure location. I've been ordered to send you up to Prince. He runs this tower, and he's taken the events of the night very personally. You'd think they'd stolen from his own personal collection. Oh, I will, Santino. This is a game I will beat in one night. It's pretty short, but it has various routes and endings and stuff. Maybe way he sees it, that's exactly what happened. Yeah, maybe. There's been a robbery? That's right. Someone picked tonight to steal something precious from us. Prince will fill you in on the details. I don't know them all yet either. This soundtrack has a this soundtrack has I forget what the term is, but it's like where it's like what Portal 2 soundtrack is. It's like it'll build on itself over time, depending on like the intensity of the situation. Prince will fill you in on the details. I don't know them all yet either. I heard the explosion, activated the lockdown, and put things in order. Since then, I've been out here, securing the perimeter and waiting for you to show up. Took you long enough. Must take you a long time getting places when you have to keep diving to the curb like that. Not graceful. Funny, though. What does lockdown entail? What does it sound like it entails? Locks? That's right, nobody in or out. Thanks for making an exception. Prince gets what Prince wants. Yes, thank you, dynamic music. Grish moves to the elevator. A keypad to its side awaits activation. He reaches out his hand to the panel. It hovers. A sharp intake of breath. What? Is there a problem? Grish stands in front of the panel, looking at it, then back to you. He's confused. He catches himself, confusion turning into frustration. Since the explosion, I've been missing things. Memories or manners? Memories? Yeah. Memories? Yes. I don't know if it's got anything to do with the explosion, but my memory access is failing me. There are holes. You're a DOT, you said? You can defragment identity disks, can't you? Recover memories? With consent, yes. I grant it. Do what needs to be done. Here, take it. He hands you his disc, grudgingly. Defrag. We'll go ahead and do this. In some other playthroughs, I just skipped it. Okay, my target is 1. But I'll go ahead. Alright. I already know how to do this, but... Alright. 0. So it did occur to me that... So I had thought that Tron 2.0 used the term microcycle to refer to a day or something, because of that one program. It's like, have a nice microcycle. However, I was reminded that when I was escaping the server, the FCON server, that the voiceover says collapse, the server crash or collapsing in I forgot what it's, but like maybe 30 microcycles, I think was what it said. So maybe there is some consistency with how the time works or whatever. You hand the disc back. Grish takes it, replaces it on his back. A slight pulse in his eye signals the day to refresh. Got it. Grish gives the slightest of nods. It's the closest you'll be getting to a thank you. He taps the code into the elevator, unlocking it. I've unlocked repeat access rights for you. You'll be able to travel to any location Prince allows. Any other gaps in your memory? Grish grunts. He's clearly frustrated to have shown this weakness to you. You move towards the elevator, but Grish puts out a heavy hand, blocking your path. I'm not going to let you do this without me. That's not your call to make. I'm the one between you and the door, program. How fast are you with a disc? You can threaten him. I'm not looking for a fight. No, you're looking to steal my case. You're an unstable variable in a complex system. I don't like complicated. You push forward. He's surprised. And then this is where you choose if you're going to work together or work alone. Let's work together. I work alone. Let's work together. You accepted Grish's help. I suppose so. Some are just near prankster bits, so their time must be really slowed. Get it? Also, yeah, that prankster bit was, man. I'm so glad I decided to try that out just because I'm like, oh wow, that was way more powerful than I thought it was. You reach out a hand. He takes it, shakes it. All right. The most sincere smile of the night plays across Grish's face. Prince's office is upstairs. He'll be waiting for you. For us. What's he like? Fine. A little too fixated on the users, but fine. I think I scare him a little. The elevator door is open. It's time to visit the man who called you here. Now for my... I don't know if it's my favorite track, but it is one of my 2 favorite tracks in this whole game. Prince may consider this an office, but it's more of a shrine. User memorabilia lines the walls. Prince stands by the window, looking out over the city. He turns and smiles as you both enter. You accepted Grish's help. You found a friend, Grish. Grish snorts. You hired one for me, Prince. I did, and you seem exceptionally happy to have the company. Prince chuckles to himself. Do I need to turn the game up any? Very glad you could join us, Query. Because I already turned it up a bit, but maybe I don't know if I need to do it anymore. Very glad you could join us, Query. Actually, I could just do a sound check here. Very glad you could join us, Query. Because I already turned it. Okay. It actually sounds decent. Very glad you could join us, Query. You come very highly recommended. Reputation is everything. Prince noted your answer. A program after my own heart. Welcome. Prince steps in front of his desk. He registers your confusion at the bright lights on its surface. A little showy, perhaps. I've been told it looks like a shrine, but much like the users, I enjoy a little theater. You didn't hire me to talk about desks. I'd rather get to work. What happened here? That's a longer conversation, I fear. Prince smiles another smile. It is a smile calculated in its charm, the kind of self-conscious allusion to kindness that you've only ever seen in those with assured authority. Grish, still standing, tenses. He's seen that smile too many times. Tell me, Query, for whom do you fight? I fight for the users, I fight for the programs, I fight for myself. Now, I don't think I've selected I fight for the programs while Grish is here, and that is what he wants, or that's what he says, so I'm going to do that. I fight for the programs. The smile drops to a slight frown. Your beliefs troubled, Prince. A very modern perspective. Loyalty to your peers is of course admirable, but shaky ground ethically. Programs are so changeable in their whims. Prince steps back to the window. Oh, Grish, you're not going to say anything? Flynn built this world for us, Query. He built us on an ark safe from Clue, from his intolerance of our kind. We must never forget what we owe, whose grace we rely upon. He saw the potential of the ISOs and our value. Your order was created with similar optimism, the disciples of Tron, independent seekers of truth in the face of tyranny. It's all very impressive, I'm sure. You too are part of Flynn's design. Do not forget that. He will return. We owe him everything. Prince noted your answer. We surely do, program. We surely do. Grish tenses. The boss and I have different views on the subject. I fight for the programs of the repository. In the war, they taught us to fight for the one next to us. Keeps things simple. Prince frowns. Your loyalty to those around you is why I indulge your argumentative demeanor, Grish. But loyalty without faith is a fickle thing. My faith is strong. Not entirely convinced, Prince moves towards a bookcase. My interest in the users goes beyond blind faith. I imagine you've noticed my collection. Very impressive. Thank you. Does any piece in particular catch your eye? The currency token. Those colorful boxes. The currency token. Prince takes a small metallic disc from the shelf. This is a quarter, a unit of currency denoting 25% of a US dollar. It serves two primary purposes, the activation of gaming terminals and a rudimentary binary random number generator. The disc runs code? No, it is flipped with the resulting top face denoting a binary value. Users lack the observational skill to process every contributing input, so it works well enough. He flips the coin in the air, catching it. Call heads or tails. Tails. I like money. He looks at the coin. Oh, too bad. Prince puts the coin back on the shelf. I think I got it last time because I pressed head, or I did heads or whatever, which I think it's always heads. I think I said fascinating last time. Odd. Prince smiles. Indeed. Prince's face stiffens. For the first time, he lets the stress of recent events show on his face. Prince? It's impossible to tell if Grish is sympathetic or frustrated. I believe it. Tonight, the unacceptable has occurred. Our repository has been broken into, and our work is in great danger. I'm sure Grish told you about the explosion. Our vault, we have been attacked. I don't know for sure who did this, but I have my suspicions. I need to know who is responsible and what they stole from us. Who had access? To the vault? Core. It may be my repository, but it's their vault. I don't even know what they were keeping in there. He looks down. I wish I had a better answer, but for now, I am as in the dark as you. My building is host to a great many treasures, but presumably, tonight someone stole our greatest jewel. Prince gestures broadly. The programs with the answers are throughout this tower. I'm hoping that an outsider like yourself may be able to find the truth of all this. I'd start with the crime scene itself, or the suspect we already caught. It was necessary to contain the threat. Absolutely. Grish turns to you. A visiting dignitary. I don't like new faces. Not when there's a coincidental explosion moments after their arrival. One of my men secured the prisoner immediately. We've created temporary accommodations in the library. Give my apologies to Ada when you see her. Not exactly her role to play jailer. Start with the vault. No need to tell me, program. The DoD are independent of my authority. I hope that you also remember your oath of non-interference. Come back here when you have anything to tell me, or any questions I can answer. Prince's smile broadens. You impress, Prince. It's been good to talk to you, Query. I will make it known to my staff that you are to be supported in your investigation. I believe you can do good work here. This is my repository. I will do everything I can to help you. I'll do everything I can to help you. Come to me if you need anything. You leave the office. Grish follows. For the users. Go to the vault first, I said. So I'm just going to... Current theory is that Cass is a quantum program because he's non-binary. A memory of great energy hangs in the air. The vault, what's left of it at least, is incredible. Hot red light permeates every corner. highlighting the blue cracks and damage of the explosion. Let's see. The heat of that light... Did I read the vault? What's left of it is incredible. Hot red light permeates every corner, highlighting the blue cracks and damage of the explosion. The heat of that light is matched only by the cold of the wind blowing through from outside. In the place of the vault interior is the gaping wound of the beast of the blast. The light of the city outside is weightless. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Slumped in the corner, you see the only other program present, a guard. An exhausted face looks up and back at you. Their clothes are more ornate than Grish's. This isn't one of his guards. A Corps honor guard, maybe. Question mark. What happened? A good question. You turn to Grish. How do you think we should approach this? I think the guards suffered enough for one night. Why don't you take the lead? Whatever they were guarding's gone. They didn't talk much after the explosion. I left them here to recover. He stands back by the door as you approach. Hey, what's your name? It's only now that you realize, looking at the guard, how young they are. Their hair and uniform are pretty messed up, but this guard isn't much... It isn't more than a kid. A kid left to guard something worth destroying this vault over. Do you know where you are? I think that's one of the questions... There are like, what, 3 questions people ask, like, people who are like to check their how cognitive they are. Isn't it like, what is your name? It's like, what is your name? Where are you right now? And what, who is the president? Or whatever. Do you know where you are? Yeah, I'm... No, I don't. Am I in trouble? Everyone's a suspect. Okay. This is going nowhere fast. The guard needs help. Likely this close to the blast, their entire memory is locked out. You kneel down in front of them, gesture towards the identity disc on their back. I'm Query, a DOT. If you'll let me, I can skim your disc, help you put some of the details together, maybe start to figure out what happened here. Okay. They understand. You reach over, take their disc, time to make some connections. Okay. Okay, so now it's gonna leave me alone. Excellent. Oh, what? Rude. Oh, it's too far away. 61 seconds, 2.44 microcycles. You place the disc on the guard's back. Cass. My name is Cass. Cass began to trust you. It's a start. You smile and help Cass to their feet. Steady there. They make a concerted effort to stay standing and manage it. Unsteady, but vertical. Thank you. Feels like the explosion just happened. Light and sound all around me. It was horrible. You look out at the gaping void of the vault and the city lights beyond. Do you remember anything else? Anything at all? Cass steps over to look out over the city with you. Like what? A program? Anyone else here before the explosion? Cass considers. I don't remember anyone. I was alone before it happened, I think. It's hazy. I'm trying to be helpful, I swear. It all just keeps slipping through my fingers. The explosion fried their memories. You'll need to come back. Work through this with them. Your only witness barely remembers anything beyond their name. Do you have any questions for me? 1. What's DOT? You chuckle. You've never been asked that before. Saying DOT tends to make programs less talkative, if anything. Have you heard of Tron? The program who fought for the users? Cass seemed confused by their own question. Huh. A story I remember being told a long time ago. You smile. You know, something I was just thinking about, like, okay, so Tron Ares is not going to be following stuff about Dillinger Jr., but rather Julian Dillinger, right? But if Tron Catalyst is in the same universe as Tron Identity, then maybe it will still deal with Dillinger Jr. specifically, just because of like the connection between the two. So, you know, maybe we are still gonna get like more of Dillinger Jr.'s storyline. You smile. That's what I was thinking earlier, but I forgot to bring that up. Yes, well, my order bases itself on his example, without the allegiance part. We believe in finding the truth without fighting for any one side. Truth should exist outside of that. At least that's what I was taught. Cass nods solemnly. You walk back towards the door. Grish is waiting for you. Tough kid. I've never said not tough enough. Which is pretty cold. The Core Honor guards are the best on the grid. Whatever bested this one is dangerous indeed. You note Grish's respect. Not something you've seen much of tonight. You hope it's well placed. We should move on. He's right. It's time. Perhaps the prisoner in the library will have more to say. That's what you think. Okay, no. Also, what's interesting or neat little detail is whenever you leave and just look at the repository, they'll still have the music from the previous room, except it's now like a low bass like version or whatever. The library is vast, undulating. Distant platforms hang from the walls. The air is wet, the cold white glow of the space dreamlike. but it is the trees that make the grandest impression. Tall and old and impossibly complex, they curl and swirl and the energy falls before you. You've never seen anything like them before, not at this scale. Grish leans conspiratorially towards you. This isn't a place I'm comfortable, program. Learn what you want to learn about the library, but remember, we're here so you can question the suspect. You go to correct them, but before you can, you're interrupted. You brought a friend, Grish? A program stands next to you, glowing white like the room around her. You enjoy my garden? I've never seen anything like this before. Yeah, I guess her lights are white, but they look just ever so slightly purple. Her eyes dart across the space. Few have. This place is very special. Yes. Yeah, it was in this place in particular that made me think how the repository kind of reminds me of like the Roman Catholic Church back in the day. Controlling the information of like the Word of God, like keeping it in Latin and stuff, and forbidding it from being translated, and they use that to their advantage to prey on the ignorance of people. But I don't know if it's quite that extreme, but it's still sneaky, or it's still a bit sinister what goes about here. She kneels down, checking the leaves of a tiny plant at her feet. She turns each over in her fingertips, inspecting them in turn. Content, she stands up, smiling again. Grish smirks. Walls of this nature you only really see in like the Outlands. I am Ada. Welcome to my garden. It's beautiful. A different smile, something approaching pride. You have the sense she'd never admit as much, though. Thank you, Query. This is the greatest library on the grid. It is the centerpiece of the repository, the very purpose of its existence. Before you lies the grand total of knowledge from nearly 2,000 cycles of our society. From the founders to this moment, all of it, pristine. Ada walks over to a tree, grand and towering. She reaches out a hand, brushes a leaf, letting its energy fizzle at her touch. A crackle of utter sonic complexity. You've seen trees before, I imagine? Of course. Do you know what they are? Decoration inspired by the users? They are certainly beautiful, but that's not the whole story. Trees are data, records of our history, not individuals, but an entire society. Isn't tree actually a technical term in code? Like, in, I think my little time, like, running terminal / command prompt, I feel like that term has shown up before. Or at least root. I know that is a thing. But, anyway. Their memory at a cultural level. Logging. Anyway. I understand you work with identity disks as part of your investigations. Has the similarity between these forms and that of the data you see in your travels never struck you as Interesting. She pulls her hand away from the leaf. Excuse me. She pulls her hand away from the leaf. I'm sorry. It was just it was difficult to resist. She pulls her hand away from the leaf. Your order, the DOT, you do not interfere. You seek the truth, but seek to have no impact in the worlds you investigate. The echoes of your kind in my garden are quieter than most. You believe her. It is as intended. I have questions. I am sure you do. Ask them. Take your time, and then I have someone to introduce you to. Remember why we're here, program, Grish says. At multiple points in your investigation, you have the opportunity to dig deeper via investigation choices, marked with a magnifying glass. Take your time to ask as many as you like, then move on. If trees occur naturally, why have a garden? Ah, yes. This is, She nods, respecting the question as one she has been asked before. The data of trees in the wild is rich, they capture all around them, but the noise is also chaotic, unguided, ruckus even. In my library, I can cultivate the data, refine it, prune it. I can find the truth and preserve it for future generations. I mean, there's good pruning of that sort of thing, but that is easily abusable. But, well, I just was reaching for puns, but, you know, or just, you know, like program puns and whatnot, but, you know, I mean, you know, you gotta remember, if we did everything, like, literally, like, translating, it wouldn't be nearly as interesting. Like, you know, programs are probably not actually, you know, like humanoids, right? In real life. But it makes it more interesting that way, right? You mean you can rewrite it? You could swear you saw a microcycle of frustration across the tepid serenity of Ada's face. I can provide lenses, frames. Data cannot lie, but I can help others to read it correctly. Well, you know what they say, statistics don't lie, but liars use statistics. You are unconvinced. Ah, I see. I know my role. Methinks the lady doth protest too much. I don't know what play that's from, but I know it's from a Shakespeare play, and it's what's quoted a lot, you know, when it's basically somebody is projecting, you know, the lady doth protest too much. I was expecting shelves, books. But just between you and me, Jules Varnes is my favorite. Do you know Jules Varnes? Yeah, sure. What's he like? Anyway. A laugh. As with Prince's shelves of user entertainments, I don't blame you. So much of our world is contextualized via the users and their arcane and oblique practices. I've been speaking to my guests at length on the topic. It is an irony that they had to cut down their trees and transform them into books. Our method is lossless. How do you find anything? In the same way you found the repository, the same way you know your way around the core city. I know my library. I know the knots and branches of my trees. Fair. Don't feign too much ignorance, though. Your work with identity disks betrays more understanding of data than the average program. You nod. As with many things, the library has no value without the one who can use it. Any memory loss? She looks confused. There seems to be some of it going around, maybe linked to the explosion. No, nothing. Maybe we were insulated from the bulk of it. The trees blocked the storm. Not all of them survived, though. Some of my saplings, the recent and obscure, seem to have been shattered by the force of the explosion. Those damn creepers. I may be able to rebuild, replant, but I am sure we have lost a great deal. I'm sorry. A heavy pause. Ada holds back tears, but you note the subtle effort. It is a shame, but of course nowhere near the suffering my fellow programs have experienced. I hope you can help them. It is a blessing you are here tonight. Flynn be thanked. Let's move on. As you wish. The librarian motions towards the... That day, the query was amazed to learn that when Ada said, "As you wish," what she meant was, "I love you." No, sorry. The librarian motions toward the center of the library. A platform juts out into the humid air. Please follow me to the observation deck. You accepted Grish's help, both of you. As you walk, she explains. Under normal circumstances, this is the space of tranquility. The observation deck provides a place to meditate, to consider the knowledge collected here. To knock on the sky, listen to the sound. Ah, a student of Flynn. I read. Indeed, you're in the right place. What is up with your hand there? Oh wait, that's your sleeve. My bad. There's your hand. A safety measure. Or hang on. You continue walking. A bright energy field surrounds the end of the platform. Ada notes your reaction. A safety measure under normal circumstances. It would be unfortunate to fall from the perch. Grish smiles. And a perfect prison under irregular circumstances. You are now close enough to see that the energy field has an occupant, an exceptionally tall figure sitting cross-legged in its center. I will leave you alone with him. I encourage you to be respectful. This is, after all, an ambassador, a guest in my garden. A traitor in our midst, Grish says. Ada winces. My guest, Grish. Grish gestures her away. The man in the energy field looks up as you approach. Sad eyes peer out from a strangely pale face, faceted and lit by two bright eyes. A pale face for a program? It is a timeless face, and one you instinctively know has seen a great deal. Greetings, programs. Grish sneers. Greetings. I should introduce myself. I am Sierra, ambassador for the Automata. I am pleased to make your acquaintance. I am Query of the DOT. I've been asked to investigate events tonight. I've been told you are a criminal, but I will form my own opinion. You have my word. You nod respectfully. Grish grimaces, unimpressed. Sierra smiles. You find yourself fascinated by the structure and patterning of his face, the way it contorts in a flawed attempt to mimic a very user expression. You try not to stare. He notices. Am I your first automata, Query? Yes, I'm sorry for staring. He looks at you quizzically. It can be strange to be exposed to the new. The automata have kept to ourselves for some time. It's reasonable that the rest of society would be surprised by our appearance. In truth, I am proud of the difference. We choose not to look like the users of myth, but walk our own path. Ah, atheistic programs. You look userish? I don't remember that. Naturally, I'm thinking like Narnia-ish because you said Talmar, right? But that is intentional. I am an ambassador. I approach other programs on their own ground, and therefore must do what I can to make them comfortable. Regrettably, that comes at the cost of my expression of my kind's true programmatic beauty. So they don't even look like humans, basically. His smile broadens. Let's get to the matter at hand. My crimes? You accepted Grish's help. Grish steps forward. You know what you did. Grish, do you even know what you're accusing me of? Grish tightens, his frustration growing. Directness seems to be the best path. Did you cause an explosion, Sierra? Sierra smirks sarcastically. Of course I did. I did a little arson and then immediately made myself available to your friend and his charming team. Grish's fists tighten. A flash of light plays across his eyes. Tell the truth, liar! The prisoner stands slowly. He is a giant. Almost twice your height, he looms over. Ah, I see. That's Nickabrick. There's a great strength there, but also a gentleness to his posture, his movements. A gentle giant. You charm Sierra. I am not your enemy, Query, and I don't believe you are mine either. I will happily answer your questions if you return to me. I will help in every way I can, but I fear I am as ignorant as anybody else here. That line is important. I am not your enemy, because like in another path, he will say, you are now my enemy. Which I'm like, yeah. He points at Grish. But that one cannot join us again. His mind is locked on target. He will not find your real culprit for you. Sierra turns his back to you. Your conversation over. For the time being. Prince needs to hear what happened here. The office is still as grand and impressive as it was the last time you were here. You and Grish approach. A silent nod indicates that your colleague wants you to take the lead again. Prince stands at the window as you approach. He turns. A smile of recognition. Welcome back, program. How are things? A shrug. I fear things have continued to slide in your absence. I find myself increasingly forgetful. Some kind of lasting symptoms of the explosion, you think? Oh, it's from Hamlet. Huh. It's too bad I forgot that, because that's one of my favorites. And basically, The Lion King is like a retelling of Hamlet, basically, when you think about it. That seems to be the case. I've heard. I find it profoundly unsettling to be myself, but also to have parts missing. I am a program that prides myself on my memory, my user given. Your beliefs troubled Prince. But then, you're a non-believer, aren't you? I suppose you think my gifts are chance. Prince looks out the window. Tonight I am jealous of the programs out there. who continue their ebb and flow untouched by what has happened here. Like, I do remember the play within the play, but... So, I thought Act 2, though, ended with the play within a play. Huh. Also, recently I realized in Finding Nemo there was a pun in that the blue fish in the aquarium, her name is Deb, and then her sister, aka her reflection, is named Flo. So Deb and Flo, or Ebb and Flo, right? How many programs function entirely in the dark? How many remain ignorant? So peaceful. Then teach them. A smirk. And how would I do that? Wait, no. I think no. Act 2 ends with Hamlet talking about the play, because the whole point of the play is to basically see the reaction of his uncle Claudius, because if Claudius is disturbed by the play, which the play basically details the brother killing the king and then becoming king or whatever, which is exactly what Claudius did, and the way he did it basically being exactly the way he killed his brother, Hamlet's father. Right, because, yeah. So, Act 2 actually ends with the line, the play is the thing wherein we shall catch the conscience of the king. So, basically, Hamlet being like, we shall catch him in the act. We'll see, or we will see the expression on his face, like, see how he reacts, and if he reacts the way I think he will, then it will prove he killed my father, which, of course, he did, right? So... smirk. How would I do that? Let them in to see your library. Chaos. It would be impenetrable to them. Data must be managed, controlled. To a certain extent, perhaps, but... For the most part, people do have the right to know. Now, if it's compromising information that could be profitable to our enemies, that's different. But if it's something like the church did, the Roman Catholic Church did back in the day, keeping the Bible in Latin so nobody could read it, that's bad. No, that's not true. That's impossible. Anyway, Prince wobbles slightly, imperceptibly. Grish notices. Are you all right, Administrator? He straightens. Of course, I'm just a little off balance from tonight's events. I find it hard to focus in on the detective's points and questions. I've forgotten so much from earlier. You can help, Program? I can. Then do it, please. Help me put things back together a little. Prince takes the disc from his back, hands it to Grish, who hands it to you. Wow, I haven't listened to Father Gilbert in a while. I think I've only listened to... Was it 2 of them? Or something? But it was just so exciting because that was the first time I actually heard what Adrian Plass sounded like. Defrag. Hmm. Okay. Yep. Ah, shoot. Um. Uh, yeah. Get the torch. He's valuable, you say. Sure. Get the torch. I mean, it's always odd for me, frankly, still, when I hear people use the word torch. But, you know. Shoot. Oh, wait, hang on. There is a solution to this problem. After all. Oh, hang on. I've not been paying attention to numbers, actually, so I've only been paying attention to suits. Yeah. Nice try, sis, but there's only one person I know in this who calls this place Matrocity. Oops. You. Oh, hang on. That's exactly what I did last time, isn't it? Uh-oh. Shoot. I think I'm putting myself in the exact same situation I was in before. Yeah. I need... Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, shoot. Oh, crap. Oh. Ugh. Hang on. I'm just gonna skip. I don't want to be spending too much time on defragging. You hand the disc back to Grish, who replaces it on Prince's back. Prince stretches, rolling his neck, and smiles to himself. Ah, that's better. He turns to face you. So, what is your conclusion in this case? Cast in the vault is hiding something. Prince looks at you quizzically. You think they're holding back? They are out of place. By definition, they are a core guard, a visitor, no? Grish locks eye contact with you. What do you see? Well, I leave it to your discretion. Time is short, and it is important your work here is swift. I am, of course, comfortable to answer any questions you may have of me, or Grish here. Before you resume your investigation, ask as many as you like. How will Sierra's fellow programs react to his imprisonment? Prince laughs. Not well, I imagine. As you no doubt gathered from your conversation with him, his kind, the automata, stand directly opposed to the sanctity of our civilization. They blaspheme and they mock, and they bring nothing to back up their outlandish claims. They refuse the existence of the users, but can provide no evidence of their absence. It is infuriating. Prince shrinks back a little from his tirade. More of his kind every day, making demands of the rest of us. I sincerely hope they are not foolish enough to start a fight over this. You are uncertain of his sincerity. How long before the explosion did Cass arrive with the item for storage? Barely enough time for us to register the arrival on our systems. Whoever did this, they knew ahead of time. They planned this. It's not good, points to someone with information about our procedures. Oh, it's far worse than that. It implies the involvement of someone with information about the procedures of Core. Prince winces. Whoever did this knows more about the comings and goings of our vault than I do. Why hide away all this information? Did Ada not give you her usual speech about pruning and refining information? Prince smiles. We don't hide anything. We maintain society via careful control of data. It requires a delicate and respectful touch. There is information that can kill, program. That doesn't sit well with you. No more questions. As you wish. Prince's head tilts slightly to the side, and he raises two fingers to his ear. An incoming message. Yes. Where? I see. He looks back to you, a determined flash to his eyes. It would appear we have an issue. Where? Prince appears shaken. My exterior guard tells me a known criminal has just landed on the building. Her name is Proxy. Have you encountered her before? The name rings a bell. It should. I believe she is wanted for a number of crimes, some of the worst imaginable. Grish tenses. She's a thief, a pirate, no respect at all for the work done here. Prince goes to his shelves and begins to pack a few items into a small bag. This is no coincidence. She must surely be involved in the theft tonight. I am moving to a secure location. Grish, you're coming with me. As you wish. Query, for my security? I'm afraid I can't tell you where I'm going. I will still be in the repository, but I will be unavailable. For now. He finishes filling the bag and seals it. I know your order doesn't engage in ongoing events, that you are forbidden from interfering, But I need you to reconsider that oath in service of myself, our work, and core. I need you to go up there and meet this interloper. I need you to find out her involvement in the vault explosion and prevent her from doing any more damage. When the time is right, I will return. I cannot break my oath. Then investigate. Interview her. Prince chose to trust you. I trust you'll make the right decision if one must be made. He picks up the bag and heads for the elevator. Grish follows behind, disc in hand. She's on the landing pad, Query. I suspect some of your answers are up there with her. Also, I meant to mention at the start of this that, alrighty, bye now. I meant to mention at the start of this that, the reason I started so late was because I was, helping out a friend in need, so, you know, I was a bit, preoccupied. It is my other favorite track. The landing pad juts out of the side of the repository, like a grid bug clinging unsteadily to a mountain. You're starting to relate to grid bugs. Yeah, that reminds me of like one of the few things that, or one of the things that stood out to me about the DS version of Tron Evolution, which was that there was a level that had, grid bugs, which was awesome because you didn't deal with them at all in any other like game, including the original Tron Evolution game. And then on top of that, like grid bugs, you only see them once in the movie, the original movie Tron, and then that's it. You don't ever see them again. You're no negotiator. You have never interacted with an act of crime directly. The disciples of Tron investigate. They do not interfere. A yell tears through the rain. Breaks your process. Greetings, program. She stands in the center of the platform. Behind her, a stolen recognizer takes off, soaring back into whichever corner of the city it's usually hidden. She walks towards you. Her swagger implies casual charm, but you can sense a readiness to strike. Danger may not be present, but it is certainly pre-cached. I said greetings, program. A playful anger crosses her eyes. Do you have a name? You first. She laughs. Ah, is that the level of negotiation I respect? How fantastic. Or I expect. I'm Proxy. I'm sure you've already been told a great deal about me. I know you're a thief. Absolutely. Unashamedly. She does a little sarcastic bow. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. I think we're going to be very good friends, detective. She's toying with you, testing your boundaries. Before you ask me your questions and we get to negotiating what happens next, I have one pressing question, if I may. Shoot. It's less of a question than an observation, really. It unsettles me. My question is, why is this landing pad not secured? No guards, nothing preventing my landing, unloading. My code whispers trap to me. I should have been surrounded by 6 angry programs with discs in hand the moment I set foot on such sacred ground. The word sacred was stressed, ringed for every available drop of sarcasm. Sorry. No offense, but you're not as scary as the welcome I anticipated. Something happened here? Are the usual programs occupied? There was an explosion. She nods, play acting, taking new information on board, pondering, considering the nuances of this new revelation. All in order to mock you for not realizing she was already aware, no doubt. An explosion tore apart your vault, and when someone like me sees what that happened to a facility legendary for its security, I think to myself, maybe there's an opportunity there. And then, when I arrive and see that the guards have scattered elsewhere, I become certain that there's an opportunity. She gestures at you. You're all they had to send up to me, no doubt tightening security around the zealot prince. How is Grish, by the way? He's been helping my investigation. Oh, really? Growling out the suspects for you, I bet. We fought together in the war. I think we took wildly different lessons from our time together. The first sign of weakness, a sadness crosses her face. It's gone in an instant, partitioned away under layers of bravado. I'm here because I see an opportunity to take something of my own, while you're busy chasing around that other thief. More work for me. Yes, and I'm happy for you. She leans in conspiratorially. Shall I leave you some interesting clues? Maybe some kind of code for you to unravel. She's working very hard to appear confident. It's almost working. Confident, but out of boasts. Ask your questions then. Tell me about the war. She looks down. Nothing to tell. A bad time. A time I'd rather forget. Now grant the users didn't grant us. No, cursed to remember everything that happens to us outside of errors and glitches. Can you imagine what it must be to have the power to curate your memories like a user? She shakes her head. Tell me what you're going to steal. Data. You leave that android alone. Anyway, there are great secrets being kept in this building. One in particular has infinite value. I need it. She smiles, empowered even by the idea of it. You're here to steal a tree? Ah, you visited Ada's garden. Yes, I'm going to steal data gifted to us by our creator. When Flynn created this grid, he left behind code which would empower a program in ways we cannot imagine. Give them abilities beyond anything any program has ever possessed. You know, given that Catalyst also takes place in this arc grid, I wonder if this will be a minutia or something that, you know, our character is after or the bad guy is after. I will find that code tonight. It's here somewhere. fairy tales. Maybe. We'll see. Are you going to hurt any her programs tonight? Only those I need to. Those that get in my way. Matter of fact, to the point, no bravado. Derezzing is easy for you? She gestures as if throwing her disc. It's all on the wrists. I picked that one in particular because it occurred to me that that was a nod to a line that has been repeated in both movies, which is, it's all on the wrists. Like what Flynn says when he, like, you know, beats the high score or whatever, like playing the arcade game. You know, it's all in the wrists. And then it's what he says to Korra when they're flying the bomber, the light bomber or whatever. So I didn't realize that until, until this part right here. It's like, oh, it's all in the wrists. Oh, that's cool. See, like sort of the glow rain effect or whatever. I do what I have to survive. She holds her eyes, no budge. Let's move on. Oh boy. Now, is one of her eyes actually, like, out or, like, damaged or something? Or is that just an artistic thing? Or, like, an optical illusion? Good. Because that would, like, you know, both she and Grish were in the war, yeah? So maybe she's got a blind eye from that, while Grish has that scar across his face. Good, I think I'm done talking. Her tone has shifted, the bravado of earlier has slipped away. She's finished playing. I'm going to walk past you now. I'm going to walk past you and into the repository. Once there, I will do what I have to find what I came for. You need to get out of my way. She reaches to her back, draws her disc. It sparks and shivers with energy. You have no doubt she knows how to use it. I'm not your enemy. Good, don't forget it. A bullying tone. You don't like it. You wonder how she'll use this power she covets. And then it happens. She moves fast, closing the gap between you and holding her disc to your neck. You feel the sizzle of it brush against you. You instinctively draw your own disc. Just like you were taught, you hold it millimeters from her neck. A few particles of her hair turn to light and drift off the platform, sliced by your weapon. You're fast, program. She jumps back, adopting a throwing stance. You mirror her. Stop, I don't want to fight. I promise you, unless you lower your disc, there will be one. And it will be brief. She stands ready. A stalemate. This moment matters. A choice, either way. Drop your disc. You open your right hand, dropping the disc to the floor beneath you. It clanks, metal against metal. I'm not your enemy, Proxy. My job is to investigate, not fight you. She smiles. Yeah, I think that is supposed to be a blind eye or whatever. She smiles, replacing your disc on her back. I'm glad, genuinely. She walks over, picks up your disc, and hands it back to you before brushing past to the elevator. Next time I see you, Query, I will have the power of Flynn. I'll remember the respect you showed me. You let Proxy in. The elevator doors close. She is gone. And here's where, like, there are three characters you see in the opening, like the opening credits. There's you, and then there's Grish, and then there's Proxy. And like kind of the reasoning is like, you know, either you're going to be Proxy's enemy or you're going to be Grish's enemy. It's like one of two. There's no in between. In between. The rain continues to smash the landing pad. You stand alone. You did that which no DOT must ever do. You made a decision. It's becoming a dangerous habit tonight. It's so cold out here. The library feels like a mirage. Given everything else going on in the rest of the building, it is peaceful, calm. The trees shielded those here from the memory bug. It seems to also shield them from the petty concerns of Proxy and the others. As you enter, Ada ushers you over. She seems less comfortable than before. Greetings again, program. She looks around, checking there's nobody with you. Definitely uncomfortable. Has Proxy been here? Ada looks back at Sierra, then to the door. No sign yet, but it is surely a matter of time. You suspect that if Proxy thought the information she needed was in the library, she'd already be here. You say as much to Ada. I suppose that makes sense. She must think it's hidden somewhere more private even than my garden. Did she say what she was looking for? Some kind of super-powered modification. Ah, the key. I've heard the stories too. Code that grants the powers of a user. Ah, so there's a technical term for it. I gotta check like the description of Calist again to see if the key is mentioned. Otherwise, especially now knowing that Calist is in the same universe as this, I'm even more intrigued. If it exists, I've never seen it. And I've seen most things. Somewhat reassuring. Ada seems reassured. I hope I did not give you the impression earlier that I am naive. I have my dealings with the outside world. I understand the nuance of my code's work. Its ethical complexity. I'm here to solve a crime, not to judge. She nods. Another who understands their purpose. I respect that. I need to confess something to you. I'm listening. I worry that I may have played a role in the theft, and now in Proxy's attempt. You're working with someone on the outside? Yes, but not how you think. She breathes deeply, centering herself, eyes still closed. She continues. While I believe that information must be controlled and structured, I think that it must then be spread. Our Administrator Prince has been more cautious with this than I'd like. Take Sierra over there. An automata had to send him here to bargain for access to our records. Why could we not simply share? Data pruning is important. Public access must be shaped and refined. But if the public never has access? And what purpose does that serve beyond a pretty garden inside a box? Another deep breath, a little shudder in this one. I've been releasing small packets of data, highly curated of course, but I've been releasing them. It was intended to inspire, but I worry it was too successful. Rumors of secrets still hidden here have been circulating, building interest. You think they stole some data from the vault? What else? What other valuable could Core have in there? There is nothing more precious, more important than the data we possess. The information in this room, in the repository as a whole, is all we need to guide our culture. I made our work here prominent in a way it had not been before. I opened the door. You let that hang in the air for a moment. I may have to report this to Prince. She nods. Of course. I presumed as much when I told you. A gift for prediction. It's a perk of my work. Perk of my work. Bars. Anyway, no, okay. She steps out of your way. You should talk to Sierra. He spoke highly of you after your first meeting. Good. That would make this next interrogation easier. You walk out onto the viewing platform. Sierra stands enormous, watching you approach. Query. How have you been? I've not been very busy, if I'm honest. You charm Sierra. Sierra smiles warmly. I found our last conversation engaging, refreshing to experience a little respect. He leans forward. How can I help you with your investigation? I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. You stand in front of Sierra. He sits. I am grateful that you came alone. Ask your questions. Tell me about Ada. He looks over at her, back to her pruning. She has been kind to me. Well, as kind as the situation allows. We have had a number of conversations about this library. Did her data leaks bring you here? No, I came of my own accord. The accord of the automata. Our culture is very different from Core. Our programs decide a course of actions as a group. We act to serve our community, rather than seeking power with only a select few. For a culture who believes so strongly in Clue, you don't seem to have learned the central lesson of his story. I have no complaints about my treatment by Ada. What's your opinion of Grish? I don't want to talk about that program. Where were you at the time of the explosion? I was in here, with Ada. That's why my memory was unaffected. I was on a tour. You wonder why this alibi is only coming up now, why nobody asked. You suspect you know why. So you couldn't have done it. You know, I think you might be right. Sarcasm. Did the automata want anything in particular from Core? To be left alone, mostly. Access to this data would be a beautiful addition, though. This data belongs to all programs, not a select few. A sincere answer. No more questions. Good. A thought occurs to you. Why didn't Grish ask you for an alibi? Sarah laughs. After all you've seen, all you've investigated, you still presume that a puppet of Core would actually go out of their way to be helpful. He laughs again. It doesn't feel good. I think that's the same answer he gives if you ask about Ada. Maybe I did it remotely. Maybe I'm pulling the strings. Maybe I masterminded that thief's appearance too. He stands up. The laughter stops. I think I'm done with this now, program. Ada runs up, hearing Sierra's bellowing laugh at the other end of the library. Is everything all right? Sierra's just laughing at me. She smiles. He is a wise program. I have enjoyed our conversations. Sarah staring sternly at you. I am done. Me too. He steps forward, brushing a hand against the force field, making it sizzle. I am innocent. Allow me to leave. Ada looks confused. But Grish commanded I... Sierra points at you. He is the assigned DOT to my case. If he chooses to, he can end my questioning at any time. And if there are no more questions, or if there are no questions, then I will leave. You consider his request. Switch out the force field, Ada. Is that a good... Do it. She does. Sierra stands. You help Sierra, seemingly surprised by your decision. I'm free to go? Yes. I know my way to the sprawl if I have anything else to ask. He nods. That's all the thanks you'll be getting. He steps past you and slowly makes his way to the elevator. Was that wise? Truths can't be contained. She looks after Sierra as he gets into the elevator. I suppose not. The force field begins to reactivate. You turn and walk away, past the trees and the waterfalls. It seems more peaceful now, less corrupted. Another decision. This is gonna be new. Except I want to go here first. You enter Prince's office. He and Grish are long gone. You look around. This is a good opportunity to explore Prince's collection of user artifacts. Look at the book. Tucked away on a shelf is a thick, heavy book. Its cover shows an abstract landscape rendered in bright light and polygons, not dissimilar to views you've seen at the outskirts of the grid. In white block capitals, it says ARC X0711 beneath Instruction Manual. You flick through. This is a description of a machine, but specifically a machine for housing programs. You blink. This is a book about the machine in which the grid resides. Some kind of guide for users. This is profound. Learn more. You skim back through the book to the introduction and begin to read. Jump aboard the ARC X0711 and be swept away to a future like none you can imagine. Congratulations on your new purchase. With the unique technology at the heart of Encom computers, you can feel confident that no matter what the task, your hardware will be up to the challenge. So sit back, relax, and float above the flood of lesser hardware with the powerhouse you can take with you. Trademark. Yeah, so it's very much a play on words, like Noah's Ark. The thing of safety, or the place of safety above the flood. Keep reading. You keep flicking through sections on specific software, spreadsheets, word processing, games. You remember hearing wise programs speak of other computers, the mini-grid theory. Ah, yes, the multiverse theory. This book seems to back that up. It implies that many users have their own computers. The concept is terrifying. Too deep now. Continue reading. You find a section with strange words and symbols. They call it code, instructions, ancient runes with which one can actually build programs. This is Flynn's method. This is how we create. This is how we created this place. Is that supposed to be he? How he created us? No, it is said that we manifested later, but Flynn seeded the world with this code. This is the recipe for life itself. I've mentioned this before, but yeah, it seems kind of like you write, like you're writing Minecraft code or something, and like there are conditions in the code for certain mobs to spawn. It's like you create a village basically, and you get enough villagers, and if you get enough villagers, then eventually cats will start spawning, and then iron golems will start spawning as well. So, it's like Flynn sort of like accidentally wrote that code for like other mobs to spawn in his village, right? Now, of course, that is a serious like simplification, and like the ISOs are supposed to be like actually like actual living programs, like with digital DNA, right? But and like he accidentally wrote that code in or something, but like still, put it back. You replace the book on the shelf, a little shaken by how close you just were to truths you cannot fathom. A shiver, and then your recent focus. Look at small statue while I'm over here. A slightly crumpled piece of paper is tucked between two other boxes. You pull it out. It's an article of some kind. You read it. Now, this is the part that details a bit more on Dillinger Jr. and wondering if they're going to play more on this in Catalyst, and maybe even Julian Dillinger's storyline in Tron Ares. Renaissance Man by Ethan Romero. The first thing I learned about Edward Dillinger was his taste in helicopters. As I sat waiting for him at the rooftop bar of 1 Moss Street, I was startled to see a jet black helicopter fly past the window, illuminated decadently with red strip lighting. My subject would later explain to me that he found the red glow soothing after a long day staring at computer screens, but to me it was pure showmanship. I mean, if you're looking at computer screens and like it's like in green or something, then I guess that makes sense. This doesn't make a lot of sense. Keep reading. You skip forward a few paragraphs. Dillinger laughs, his English tilt or lilt giving an impression of a man out of time, a man from a more sophisticated past, perhaps. Excuse me. Of course, this is an illusion. My subject is a man of the future, a great inventor, famous for his pioneering work in artificial intelligence. Yeah, like that program that nearly, took over everything and appropriated programs from like the Pentagon and stuff like that. Oh wait, no, I do want it like this. He waves any celebration away, of course. For him, his proudest work is in the field of arcade video games, which he stole from Flynn. Anyway. He aspires to be an artist in the field and envisions a day where these electronic fancies are as celebrated as poetry, music, and film. I chuckle at this, but he seems ardent. You've never heard of this man. Ain't that something? Dillinger just vanishes into obscurity. Read a little more. You skip a few paragraphs ahead. Dillinger has recently crafted his most important invention of all, a sun. I ask him if Eddie Jr. shares his inventive streak. He assures me that Eddie is already showing an aptitude for mathematics and computing. He's a born leader, too, with a ruthless command of the sandbox. He's running rings around his kindergarten teachers. Oh, the literal sandbox. Dillinger tells me the boy doesn't suffer fools gladly, like father, like son. There's only so much psychophancy you can stomach at a time, especially for a user you've never heard of. Tuck it back away. He returned the clipping to its nook on the shelf. Look at blinking device. I think this is an old... I think what this is an old Tron game. I don't remember what device it was on, but it was like sort of like just kind of like an 8-bit disc throwing game or something. The device blinks with red light in the corner. You pick it up. Small buttons cover its surface. The blinking light radiates from a tiny screen. You carefully press one, and a simple image on the screen blinks to the right. Another button, and the image blinks left. Curious. Keep playing. You press another button, and the image blinks up the screen. You know, something I was thinking about that I didn't really think about until, like, no. Also, those are records, yeah? Can't really tell. One. Don't know what that is. But, yeah, something that didn't really occur to me, or I didn't really think that much about, was how is it that Prince has all this memorabilia in the first place? And, well, the most logical explanation is that when Flynn was here, like last time Flynn was here, he had brought these items with him into the grid, you know, just like, you know, he had like the books and stuff. Or loneliest number there could ever be. Blinks out of the first. But yeah, I'm thinking Flynn either brought this stuff in with him in this art grid, or they or he just created them in the grid, in this grid. You realize these buttons indicate movement. You press another button to the right, and a smaller image blinks out of the first. I doubt it, but it is some kind of representation, a simulation. Is the first image a program, and the other a disc being thrown? Why would Prince have such a thing? Why would anyone bother to make it? Put it back. You return the device to its corner, utterly confused. Look at small statue. You walk over to the shelves on the left. A small statue sits up on the shelf. It is simple, white plastic with printed blue highlights, but you recognize it instantly as Tron himself, and take it from the shelf. You've never seen a statue like this before. Intricate hinges attach his limbs. You can fold and move them in a simulation of movement. Is this a user toy? If so, do the users know the story of Tron too? Consider the object. You were raised with the stories of Tron, his fight for the users, his eventual disappearance. The disciples of Tron models themselves on his example, seeking truth and justice, standing up to power, new or old. Tron was programmed to fight for the users, but DOT fight only for the truth. You'd like to meet him one day, if he still functions. Put it back. You place the statue delicately, back where he found it. Look at jacket. You reach for a jacket hanging on the corner, or in the corner rather. An odd garment, gray chest and cuffs with red sleeves. The collar looks vaguely military, and two large pockets flank the chest. A practical item. You've never seen anything like it. No light, and the material feels alien, otherworldly. Did this belong to a user? Sure did. Flynn himself. Someone important enough for Prince to have it in his collection? Investigate further. You poke the strange clasps, presumably designed to hold it together. Ever the detective, you reach carefully into a pocket. Your hand brushes over some small cards. You pull them out. Duplicates. Each one printed in bright red. Flynn's Arcade. Huh. I wonder if that's significant at all. Like, if that's supposed to be in reference to something. Like, maybe 2 tickets to, like, I don't know, to give to, Alan and Laura or something. Put it back. You replace the jacket carefully. You'd rather nothing was out of place for Prince's return. Leave. You take one last look at the place. Next time you're here, you'll see Prince back at that window. He probably won't let you look at his toys again. They're collector's items, after all. Ooh, Grish is gonna be mad. The lobby is as you left it. A lot has shifted since you were here before. You feel almost nostalgic. Across the room stands Grish. I've been looking for you. Aren't you busy with Prince? Ha! I've taken a break from babysitting the administrator. I wanted to see if you'd made any progress. You accepted Grish's help. You impressed me while we worked together. I'm hoping that'll continue. I don't know, man. But first I need you to clean my disk again. Still dropping memories. Prince needs me at the top of my game, and I'm far from it. Of course, whatever helps. Good. That's okay. You weren't expecting a thank you. Grish removes his disc, rolls it around in his hands, tilting it to catch the reflection of the energy falls. Me and my disc, we've been through a lot. The adjunct war, cycles of work, keeping this place ticking over. Wait, the adjunct war. Have I heard that before? Like in a different Tron game? Is it in the description for Tron Catalyst? Or was that even like in Tron Evolution? Also, I do love the descriptions like in the writing and stuff. Like I really like the writing in this game, honestly. I'm not someone who looks for help. I'm not someone who asks asks other programs for anything. I function independently. But tonight I've learned something about trust. I don't know what's coming. That's why I'm asking you to clear this up, but I'm glad we met. Ugh, thank you. He hands you the disc. This is gonna hurt. Just 'cause, you know, like this is the one where I basically betray Grish, or he sees it as me betraying him. Your hand hovers over the surface, ignites it. Target 3. Oh, hold up. Ah, shoot. Oh, hang on. Actually, that works out. Oh, shoot. No, it doesn't. Okay. Hang on a second. Okay. There we go. Ah, that clears some of the mist. He frowns. You let Proxy in. I've heard intel that Proxy is moving through the building. My men have been unable to track her exact position, but this isn't good for any of us. There are sensitive things contained here. Secrets. The data trees. Yeah, the library is a vital asset. Its access is tightly controlled, though. You can only get in yourself because I allowed it. Ada and Sierra are secured in there. He seems pretty confident about that. You absolutely do not correct him. You accepted Grish's help. I'm sure it made sense at the time, but you opened a dangerous door. You lost Grish's trust. Oof. We have to stop here. We have to stop her before she does any damage. Did she say anything to you about her plans? She was looking for a code that gives you superpowers. He laughs. That'd be useful. What can I help you with? Where's Prince? Grish shakes his head no. I wouldn't tell you if you had a disc to my throat. He's safe, is all you need to know. There are parts of this place only I know about. Is he crossing his legs? Or like assuming or you know, doing, yeah, crossing his leg, yeah. Like, you know, crisscross applesauce or Indian style, what have you. How are your men holding up? Good. They're securing floors throughout the building. I've told them to keep clear of your investigation. For now. My priority is securing the repository. If Proxy came, so will others. Maybe you'll help them too. Sierra has an alibi. He scoffs. And what might that be? He was in the library with Ada. We'll see. When this is over, I'll ask him my own questions and consider his release. You don't tell him the choice you made, for now. How are you doing? All right. I'm looking forward to rejoin your investigation after this is done. I've been better. Prince's office feels different without him. He smirks. It would, I imagine. Did you touch anything? I like to be thorough. There is nothing relevant to your case there. Stay away from Prince's stuff. No more questions. I don't remember that being a... Oh, I guess I didn't go to Prince's office before. Yeah, so that's why I don't remember that interaction. You need to get back to Prince. I do. Good luck out there. He gestures towards the elevator. You take the hint and leave. Hopefully he can keep his side of things together. This is probably... Like, I'm still thinking the way this is going to work is just one of two ways, right? Like, either... Like, Grish has to come after me because of what I'm going to decide to do with Proxy, right? Go to this place. The vault, as much as he left it, outside the falling debris of the explosion have stopped, and the room has begun to cool from the rain and wind outside. Cass stands by the hole in the vault wall. They look more confident than you remember, more ready. Hello, Query. Be careful over there, I need you functioning. They smile. I'd like to stay alive too, it's nice to know you care. I don't. I'm just kidding. They reach out into the void. The rain feels peculiar to me. It shouldn't. It's rain. Most common thing on the grid, right? Yeah. So why is it so strange? They withdraw their arm, wipe it dry on their robes. The way your armor is designed, it doesn't look like it'll actually dry your hand. It's cold out there. I don't mind it much. That's strange to me too. The sensation. They walk over to you. I apologize. Ignore me. Everything feels strange right now. They are clearly still suffering from the damage they took in the explosion. How goes the investigation? There's a lot of power at play. Yes, Core, Prince, and now Proxy. You heard about Proxy? I did, from Prince. He made Grish bring him here to meet me. Apparently, he had to see me for himself. He seemed scared. Prince, I mean. Grish seemed to be quite excited by the idea of a fight. It's endlessly fascinating to you how fast information travels in confined spaces. Ironic to see the same in a place so defined by secrecy. You're safe. She's not interested in you. If you say so. You leave it there. Cass seems frustrated. Whatever I was guarding, it's safe to assume I failed in my task. I can't let that happen again. I'm sure you did your best. Not good enough. This is not uncommon among victims of crime. The need to contextualize themselves as active participants by assigning themselves blame, claw back some autonomy. Yep, victims are usually blameless. Sometimes, though, we need to find out who did this. Okay. You nod. They remove their disc and hand it to you. Their hands are shaking. Maybe I should come back later. Who knows where things will be later. This can't wait. They smile bravely. I want to know the truth of this just as much as you do. More, possibly. You take their disc. It's cold from the window. A thin sheen of rainwater coats its surface. Yeah, again, I like the writing in this game. This disc holds an answer. It's cold tonight, I heard her say. She was staring out the window as I came home late. She tried to smile, but looked away. Oh, but I could see the tears were running down her face. She said, you go to work, you pay the bills. I stay at home, and I make the meals. But you don't even know who I am anymore. You're a million miles away, though I see you every day, and I've been waiting here over all these years. And sometimes I get so lonely. I need to know you love me. But do you even know me anymore? I turned around to see my son. I remember his first birthday and I was 21. I missed his life. I missed it all. Something, 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 something down the hall. He said I'd learn to live without you, Dad. But I'd give it all just to have you back. But you don't even know who I am anymore. I used to wait at all my games, but still you never came, and I've been waiting right here over all these years. Whoa! Sorry, there's a freaking bug in here. I'll deal with that later. I just felt something on my that might be the bug I heard earlier today, because I remember there was some kind of buzzing going on, and I was just wondering how the heck is there a bug in here. But anyway, awfully rude of you to you bug, you interrupted my song. I'm sorry, but there'll be no ice cream for you tonight. You hand the disc back, and Cass replaces it on their back. Their eyes flash as they sink. Silence. Everything okay? They look at you. No. They look uncomfortable, frustrated. I don't know what was stolen or who stole it, or... It's my fault, maybe. It's not. You did your job. I just can't do mine. Tears swell in Cass's eyes. I want to be helpful, I really do. I want to be the one who cracks the case and finds out what's happened here with you. I know there's something in there. I'm missing it. You know they want to help. This is heartbreaking. Cass falls to their knees, shaken. You kneel down to join them. I don't remember anything or anyone. I was alone in the vault. An explosion. Oblivion. Wait. Did they... You were in the vault? Yes, of course. That's where you found me. You were alone? Realization dawns on Cass's face. I was alone. Cass was alone in the vault. New information. Not much. But something to build on. The explosion was triggered remotely? Cass considers. Maybe? It's possible? Or maybe from outside? It doesn't add up. Yet. You help Cass back to their feet. I'm proud of you. I'll be proud once I've remembered more. At the moment, not so much. For now, they're right. But you have something to ask the others about now, at least. I think that bug might have been a stink bug. I don't know what that was, but it kind of looked like a stink bug. Do you have any suspects at all? I had one, but he has an alibi. No need to tell Cass about his question. Or the decision you made. Is Prince still in hiding? You nod. No need to share more for now. You think back to that empty office. The detritus of a program. You hope to see him there again. Detritus. Also, these descriptions, have I seen this before as well? I don't know. You hope whatever Proxy has planned doesn't involve him. Cass nods and looks back to the window. I think I'd like to be alone for a little while, if that's okay. I have to try and remember something more. Anything, really. You respect the request and leave as the vault continues to cool. Alright. Before we continue, though, I need to see a program about a light cycle. So, and also maybe deal with the likes of the bug, so BRB. Wow. Hang on. Oops. Okay. Weesa back, fam. You like the new break screen? And I believe if you wait like about 5 minutes, or longer than that, I think it actually goes longer than that. But if you wait long enough, then it will actually eventually hit the corner. All right, here's the moment of truth. Given that I've like built some trust with Grish before, what I plan on doing at the very end, I think makes sense. The rain is deafening now, like the users themselves are mocking the hubris this place represents. The landing pad isn't as empty as when you saw it last. You let Proxy in. You see Proxy's glow at the other end of the landing pad immediately, green refracted through raindrops. You are more surprised by the program at her feet. Red light shines from his defeated figure. It's Prince. Hello, Query. She yells through the blast through the rain as you approach. Be a good program, turn around and walk back in. Continue your precious investigation. Oh, brother. Prince looks up. He's clearly there against his will. He put up a fight. What do you want with Prince? He knows where the user key is. He's the administrator of all of Core's little secrets. Prince inhales to respond, but she kicks him before he can do so. Grown-ups are talking, Prince. Hey, kiddo, let Mom and Dad talk for a while, will you? Prince straightens up and speaks, although it seems to take some effort. I don't know where this user key is. I'm afraid I don't even know what it is. Give the device to me, or I soon will destroy your ship. Well, with all due respect, sir, we don't even know what it is or even where it is. Proxy laughs. You keep saying that, or that it's a myth, a fairy tale maybe, but I can tell you're lying. I know where the user key is. Oh, you want to lie to me tonight too, eh? Prince locks eye contact with you, begging for your help. You nod to him. Take me. No offense, but you're useless to me. Proxy smiles. It's simple. This one knows where the user key is, or can lead me to someone who does. I was naive to think it'd be as easy as showing up here and collecting the prize. No, instead I'm going to take him far from this place, take my time, introduce him to some of my least savory friends. We'll find out the truth. Prince musters some courage. You'll never make it out of the city. Core will hunt you. They'll find and punish you for what you've done here tonight. He's right. Walk away. Oh, I intend to, but not without Prince. As loud as the rain is, it cannot compete with the crashing noise behind you. You turn and see Grish marching towards you. Step away, pirate! Glad you could join us, Grish. I was just about to make my goodbyes. Grish prowls and reaches for his disc. Proxy pulls her hers down, and holds it to Prince's neck. Not another millimeter, guard. Hands by your sides and disc on your back. Gritch does as he's told, and Proxy withdraws her disc a little. It stays in her hand, though, ready if needed. Don't test me again, program. Let's all calm down here. Proxy nods. Yes, sound advice. We're all here to do our jobs. Grish steps forward. You're no ally of mine, Query. You helped Sierra escape. While we were hiding from this thief, you were freeing our only suspect, working with our enemies. Prince winces, breaking eye contact. Sierra was all we had, and you let him walk away. You try to play peacemaker out here, but all you do is let the bad ones go free. I thought you were on our side. I thought you'd seek truth and wanted answers. Now I see you just want chaos. You forget who you work for. I work for the truth. Do you? You don't seem to have found much of it. Grish shakes his head. I thought you were a detective, and yet you never question your own presumptions. Do we have time for this? Grish growls, Proxy smirks. Prince pointed it out. I missed it too. We went to visit Cass on our way to hide. Boss wanted to get a sense of them. Well, he did. Prince speaks croakily, barely audible over the ring. New face. Prince is a professional host. He knows everyone who regularly passes through here. He'd never met Cass before. I'm a detective, not a politician. Grish puts his hand up. It doesn't matter. You missed it. Enough! Pettiness like this is why the grid below hates your kind. We struggle and we work, and none of it matters in the face of your mediocrity. Proxy presses something on her back, and light flashes in a starburst. Behind her, a wing shoot. She's going to jump. Myself and the administrator here are leaving. Let's keep it simple. Don't follow me. Don't try and stop me. And everyone lives. Proxy grabs Prince. Grish freezes. Prince looks at you, wide-eyed with fear. Stop her. Grish You reach for the disc on your back. Draw it. Don't be a fool, program. Now this I haven't done before. Gripping Prince tightly, walks back to the edge. She smiles. A pleasure working with you, Query. I hope we meet again sometime. And with that, she jumps backwards off the edge, falling quickly out of view. Grish is stunned. He walks forward, muttering under his breath before turning angrily to you. This is your fault. We will find her. Grish doesn't turn back from the edge of the landing pad. We're not going to have a conversation. We're not going to figure out the blame or plan a solution. You're my enemy now, Query. I won't stand between you and your investigation. Core wants you here, but we are not allies. I'm going to put things back together inside. I'm going to resume the lockdown. I'm going to try and keep everyone who remains safe. Do what you have to do, and then leave. He turns and, without looking at you, marches back into the building. You're alone now. You have no idea what happens next. You have a lead. That's something. I don't think I've been here, I've been back here when Prince is gone. Like, gone. Everything is where you left it. The office is still empty, but now the emptiness has a permanence to it. It feels odd to know you won't see him again. Oof. Yeah, so it does seem very much there's no, like, there's no, no third route. Like, either you let Proxy in and Grish is your enemy, or... Oh, okay. Or you de-res Proxy, and Grish is not your enemy. The library is as vibrant as ever, but there's nothing to do here at the moment. Leave. Back to the vault? Okay. You return to the vault a little shaken by recent events. It's as cold in here as the landing pad, but at least it's drier. Cass is waiting and walks up to you as you enter. Are you okay, Query? Strange to be the one in need of comfort, but Cass has obviously noticed something in your demeanor. Lots happening. I've heard programs whispering. I assume you'll tell me when you think you need to. I'm sure it'll be okay. You nod. Remember anything else? No, not really. The things we spoke about before, they just keep repeating. I can't think past this room. Cass looks at you quizzically. There's something you're not saying. Do you know something new? I'd like to hear it if you do. Cass has always been direct with you. You owe them the same. I heard you're a new face around here. They ponder it. I thought Prince seemed strange when meeting me. A stranger, I suppose. I don't have a frame of reference, but if you say so, I believe you. They glance down at their uniform, resplendent, then take their identity disc from their back. Want to help me get to the bottom of this? You hesitate. That explosion sure is making my job more difficult. Maybe mine too. If I'm not an honor guard, then who knows? Cass smiles sweetly and hands you the disc. When you take it, they put their hand on your shoulder. Thank you, friend. Maybe this will be the last time. We'll figure out that I'm a janitor and we can all go home. I love that. I always love that line. I'm just gonna keep spoiling your fun. Well, that one went swimmingly. Cass falls to the ground in front of you. Oh no. Oh no. You kneel down in front of them. You remember the crime? Yes. Well, not the one you're investigating. Cass is confused, their eyes darting around. They stand back up, a little unsteady. Did you see? In the cloud? Did you see what I saw? You saw something. It was hazy, uncertain, a silhouette. A friend? Not a friend. Not to begin with. No, that figure was the guard assigned to my cell. A beat. You're confused. Cass was a prisoner. I was a prisoner, Query. Somewhere cold and dark. Not this place. Somewhere else. I was locked in a box. For as long as I've been alive, I've been locked in a box. I believe that's called a hard drive. Okay. So how'd you get here? Why are you in that uniform? It's not mine. I've been a prisoner for so long, the guard in my memory, he gave me this uniform, took pity on me. You said it was cold. I nod, yes. It is fascinating to me that out of all my memories, the key was a good program who did me a kindness. Well, one kindness among many cruelties. He kept me locked up, probably helped me with my transfer here. So the explosion was an attack on you? No, I don't think it was. A look of terrified realization crosses Cass's face. I'm the explosive. This was me. I was moved here on my way to a more secure location because it's happened before. I'm the danger. Why was Prince not informed? I think I might be a terrible secret. Cass is overwhelmed, scared. It's all flooding back. I need time to process it, but I'm not sure the crime you were brought here to investigate happened. I think I might be in a lot of trouble. They inhale slowly. If you have questions, I can answer them, but then I think I need some space for a couple of millicycles. I think Cora is likely angry with us both. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. At least in my case, I can claim ignorance. What they are going to do, what are they going to do? Continue to lock me up? How long were you locked up? I don't know. The memories overlap, fuse. I don't know their order, their causality. I have no idea how long I was there before I was moved here. What causes the explosion? I don't know. I'm guessing it's involuntary. I have to believe I didn't do this on purpose. They don't seem completely convinced of that, but this wouldn't be the first case you've seen where a program convinced themselves of their own innocence. A defense mechanism, perhaps? Or maybe? Tell me about the guard who gave you these clothes. He was called Hori, I think. Kinder than he needed to be. He smuggled me in a uniform. Told me it was old. Nobody would miss it. It was so cold in that cell. I thank the users for his small kindness. Indeed. I freed Sierra. I can do the same for you. I heard a little of that. It was the right thing for you to do, given what you knew. I'm proud of you. It also tells me that I can trust you. That matters tonight. Poor fool, he doesn't know. Ha ha. No more questions. Rest. Okay, thank you, Query. You let yourself out, as Cass looks across the city through the hole they made. That's not the only gap here. There are more threads that you know you'll need to pull on before the night is over. This doesn't add up. Yet. No other place to go to but the library. Okay. Other than the time that Ada just became disinterested with me because of how I treated Sierra, other than that time, this will be the first time that Ada is not going to attend me. There is a coldness to the library as you approach. You help Sierra escape. It feels strangely empty without Sierra at its center. Ada stands on the platform you occupied, looking out over her garden. She seems lost in thought as you approach. You've had quite the evening. Maybe I'll get a tree. Maybe so. Or at the very least a shrub in the corner. You both smile, a little exhausted. It's been a long night. How are you? I'm alright. I've been shielded from much of tonight's events. It's been a little lonely since Sierra left, but it was the right decision. Sierra did nothing wrong. You were right to do something. You changed the subject. Prince is gone. Ada nods. Grish informed me. He said that Core will assign a new administrator in a few centicycles. Core have an endless supply of administrators? We barely met, to be honest, but I always felt his running of the building to be satisfactory. I hope the authorities can retrieve him from the thief. I'm sure there are those who miss him. I am cursed with a greater perspective than most. I have worked with many administrators. They tend to be of a type. Ada looks around the library. Earlier, I described this place as a garden, a curated space for information, and to an extent, that's true. Core allows me my garden because they know this data has value, more so if they keep it locked away. But that is their motivation, not mine. Ada looks down at the empty platform left by Sierra. I don't think anything is achieved by locking away things the powerful find intimidating. I think maybe you agree with that sentiment. She locks eyes with you. No, not sentiment. Action. You freed Sierra. You did what needed to be done, regardless of the consequences. I knew it wouldn't be popular with your bosses. Ada smiles. I suspect that might have been a large part of your reasoning. Either way, you made the right choice. You inspired Ada to help. I want to follow your example. It feels like a night for making the difficult but right decision. I want to help you with Cass. It feels like you're close to closure. I want to be there for them. My trees will be safe without me. It's not safe. I wasn't asking your permission. I'll go up to the vault, check on them. I imagine I'll see you there again soon. She brushes past you, moving to the exit. Alright, well, I guess, yeah. Ada is just doomed, you know, if I let Sierra escape. Or if I let Sierra go, Ada is just doomed. I sign Ada's death warrant. You stand alone in the library, the entirety of history before you. You could spend cycles here and barely scratch the surface. I guess a cycle is sort of like a year. Another time. The vault feels a little warmer. You inspired Ada to help. Cass stands next to Ada by the vault. They are discussing the city below as you approach. Hello, Query. I see you made it up here, Ada. I did. Cass has been explaining more of their situation to me. It's fascinating. Sorry, that diminishes the challenge. That diminishes the challenges you face, child. No, I understand. I think I'd find it fascinating too in your position. Cass points to the city below. I want so much to go down there, be among the programs, drink some energy, ride a light cycle, maybe take in the games. I don't think I've ever had that freedom. If I did, it was long ago. Before I got locked in a tower. Maybe you were dangerous. Cass gestures to the destroyed walls of the vault. You think? I'm eager for answers, though. I'll do whatever it takes. Maybe the memory of why you're here, of the cause of the explosion, is still hidden on your disk. Cass takes a deep breath. Could be, for sure. But this seems like a risky stone to turn. It might not be safe. I know the detective wants to help me, but do you want to be here for this, Ada? I don't want you to get hurt. Ada takes Cass's hand. I want to start helping. Can I make her leave? It's not safe, Ada. Leave. She doesn't even look at you. Just smiles again at Cass reassuringly. Do it, Query. Okay, so Ada is stubborn. I can't save her. If I save Sierra, then Ada. You take the disc from Cass and begin. It's past time to uncover their final mystery. Come on, let me... I mentioned it before, but, you know, I love this track so much. Really, like, emphasizes the religiosity of the users and, like, Prince's zeal and stuff. Oh, my target is 4? Well, I guess I could just keep breaking it down, but like, like it doesn't have to be, Hey, there we go. You both stagger a little at what you just saw. Oh no. You give the disc back to Cass, feel the tension flowing through you. Ada is confused. What? What happened? I saw it. I always see it. Oh, users. You know what you both saw. Everything falling apart, the grid itself disintegrating, de-resing into a million fractured pieces. A terrible future. What was that? Cass stumbles back from you. They are holding their head in their hands, tears in their eyes, their voice quivering. The end of everything. Collapse. It didn't happen. It will. Explosion, a reaction, a realization. The grid is ending. It can't be stopped. Each time I realize that, You can't possibly know it's coming. Who told you this? Nobody. They locked me up because I'm the only one who sees it. How? I see the end of things in the data, complex cause and effect. Every raindrop, every blinking light of the city. Truth encoded. The grid is ending. Yes. The end of the world? Cass begins to shake, continuing to hold their hand in their hands. The realization is tearing them apart. No time. Ask me your questions. Last chance. How long do we have? I don't know. Maybe 300 cycles? Not enough time to fix it. You can't possibly know that. Cass looks defeated. Why would the grid have a limited duration? Temporary home. Flynn's backup. Ada nods. We were never meant to be here this long. He never came back. Now I know. How am I not exploding? Cass laughs. Ada spots something you don't. Because we're not smart enough. You didn't see for yourself, secondhand. You trust, but you can't see. You think you can save us. Your hope blocks your destruction. We have to tell everyone. Cass smiles through the pain. I'm telling you. That must be managed. This is dangerous information. Cass winces. Everyone has a right to know. I can wipe your memory if you want. A small smile. That's okay. Explosion will do that anyway. There has to be a way for us to help you. There isn't, but thank you. How did it happen so fast this time? More input. You. The city. So much data. Faster realization. I have nothing more to ask. Cass takes a deep breath. There's a flutter to their light. They're destabilizing. They walk out to the edge of the vault. Reset coming. Help me figure this out later. Stay back. Ada lunges towards Cass at a sprint. You have to let me help you. I can help you manage this information. Curate! The blast rings through the vault. Hot light knocks you from your feet. Time itself seems to stop for a moment. You taste iron and electricity as your face smashes into the hard floor of the vault. And then silence. You stand up, dust yourself off. The sizzle of broken light echoes through the cavernous vault. You saw Ada cease function. There is no sign of Ada, derezzed by the blast. There is nothing you could have done. And there on the edge of the blasted vault hole lies the fragile figure of Cass. Cass survived. You place a finger on their neck. Feel the reassuring pulse of energy flow. They're unconscious, but they function. You are consumed by a need to tell someone what happened, to make it real, to communicate. Grish needs to hear about this. You only hope he'll listen. Whoops. Grish stands alone in the lobby, his back to you. He's just ushered a program out of the entrance, the last of a full evacuation. Hearing your footsteps, he turns and immediately grimaces. You let Proxy kidnap Prince. How dare you show your face? You're no innocent in this. He looks down. No, none of us have shown tonight. But I at least have the situation under control. You've brought nothing but chaos. He charges at you, grabbing you by the neck and lifting you off your feet. He barks in your face, his light pulsing as the rage flows through him. You have destroyed this place. You have gotten people hurt. You do not get to tell me how you feel about my mood. I beg your pardon, program? He drops you, sprawling you on the floor. You speak quietly as you hold your throat. I said I'm not your enemy. And yet you are the cause of every problem I've encountered since the explosion. The first one. Oh. Looms over you. You've caused a trail of destruction, wiped out any chance I had of cleaning up the mess your little friend in the vault caused. He sees confusion cross your face. It baffles you that I might know something you haven't told me, doesn't it? I investigated, Query, even without you. But you couldn't stop an investigation, regardless of your kind's rules. You had to intervene. I had no choice tonight. I hope that lie doesn't comfort you. I have no idea where Prince is. I might never find him, because you took it upon yourself to let a monster in the building. Prince is gone, and for what? So you could befriend a bomb with a heart of gold? We have to tell the rest of the grid. Grish holds up a hand to silence you. You're still acting like you're in charge here, program, which shows you've learned nothing. This is already over. You help Sierra escape. I've already seen you free one criminal tonight. I won't watch you do it a second time. That's not what I'm suggesting. Good. I hope you're being honest with me. Because if you're not, I will do what I need to do to prevent you lying to anyone else ever again. I want to say this as clearly as I can. I'm not making threats. I'm telling you what will happen if you try to do something stupid. Don't you just love it when people say this? I'm not threatening you, but I'm threatening you. Whatever trust there was between us died on that landing pad. Grish puts a hand on your shoulder, firm, threatening. Yeah, see? I need you to hear this. You're going to leave the way you came in, and you're not coming back. He points his other hand to the door. Now. Cass told me something. What are you going to do? Grish locks eyes with you. I'm going to do what needs to be done, program. I'm going to restore order. The evacuation is complete. I'm going to find Cass, I'm going to lock them in another vault, and I'm going to summon Core to take them away. I will do these things, and then I will begin to rebuild everything you disrupted. But first, you will leave. Grish lifts his hand off your shoulder. There's no choice this time. But not in the way he means. Don't do it, program. Do it. You turn and run towards the elevator, full tilt. I forget what it means, like in cinematic terms, when the angle is like tilted like this, or the intent. But yeah, just things ain't normal, that's for sure, or in a good place. You hear the smash of Grish's boots behind you as he gives chase. You're a fool! Fair. Diving into the elevator, you press a button to close its perspex door. He smashes on it with a fist. I'm sorry, Grish. I don't accept your platitudes, program. That's reasonable, given the circumstances. Get out of that elevator, program. Such an intimidating picture. He punches the perspex. It cracks under his fist. If you do this, I will be right behind you, and I won't hesitate to finish this. You dodge the light cycle. You cannot dodge responsibility. Throw yourself out of harm's way at the last minute and assume everything will turn out all right. I should have left you there on the sidewalk. Maybe you're right. He backs away from the glass. Open it! You shake your head. You look at the crack in the door. It won't hold up another swing. You enter a sequence into the elevator's keypad, activating a lock on elevator control. An old DOT trick. I think, if I recall correctly, if I had said Prince wouldn't have let you, he would have hit it again and been like, "Don't you dare speak his name," or whatever. What are you doing? If Grish wants to get to where you're heading, he'll need to use the stairs. You enter the code for the landing pad. Make a rude hand gesture. I'm sorry. The elevator ascends. Grish is coming for you. Again, intimidating Grish's eyes. Grish locks eyes with you just as he disappears out of view. It's not over. Makes me think of like in Inception when at the end of Dom's dream you know, like the memories he regrets, right? And like they're ascending from the basement. For a moment, the sky is clear above the landing pad. You see Cass sat at its edge, feet hanging over. That makes me uncomfortable. They turn to you as you approach. Hello. You smile. Hello, Cass. They return your smile. Is that my name? You note confusion across their face. Do we know each other? You stand next to them, look out at the city below. It's different than it was earlier, more fragile. My name's Query. That's right, you're a detective? You nod. They smile. Are you here to help me? I'm here to help the grid. They look out over the city. It's so beautiful, so intricate. The light of hundreds of thousands of programs mingling, glowing together. I wish I remembered what it was like to be there. You realize there's every chance that they've never actually set foot on the ground. I need you to help me. I need you to help me remember. You can rebuild identity discs, right? You nod. They take the disc from their back. That looks even more like stupidly close to like sitting on the edge. Like, my gosh. Please. This will be a little faster now, as you already know who Cass is, and the view seems to be anchoring them. Maybe you're better off not knowing? I can't make that decision without knowing. A paradox. True. Do it. You take the disc, weigh it in your hands. Yeah, it'll be faster now, he says. That actually helps. Okay. Yeah. 3.5 minutes, just about. Cass puts their head in their hands as memories wash over them. They begin crying. Console them. You put a hand on their shoulder. You look at their disc. You've never worked with one like it. Impossible complexities, unimaginable data density. You just dropped a lot of knowledge on Cass all at once. You might be out of your depth. You're definitely out of your depth. I'm so sorry. Cass shakes their head. You didn't do anything but try to help me. Cass looks up. I don't think I've ever been outside without rain before. They seem startled by it. They kept you locked up for a long time, didn't they? Cass looks at their hands. Too long. They wipe their face with a sleeve. Sniff. I'm worried there aren't many cycles left. There has to be a way to stop it. Cass looks at you with sympathy. I like that's where your code goes. But no, it's an inevitability of the framework of the grid. Only a user could fix it, and I don't see any. Sierra would agree. We need backups, Query. I need you to copy my observations, my knowledge of what's coming. I'm an unreliable vessel for it. I don't think I have the capacity. Oh, I think you have a capacity far greater than you know. And besides, it doesn't have to be all of it, just enough evidence to pass along to others. They gesture to their disc, still held firmly in your right hand. Copy it. You nod, taking your own disc from your back and placing the two on top of each other. Here goes nothing. That kind of went not where I thought it was going, but hey, the end result was what I was looking for anyway, so. Quite fascinating, really. I love the different remixes of, like, you know, the same theme, and Dan Lissack did a great job with the score. As you hand back Cass's disc to them, your eyes pulse. So much new data. Much of it is indecipherable, but another program will understand it if it comes to that. Cass smiles. How does that feel?
Power overwhelming.
Now it's their turn to reassure. You don't need to read the data. Let it sit within you until someone else needs it. You act like you're not going to be going. You're not going to make it. Cass looks down at the grid and says nothing. You let Proxy in. The rain starts up again. At that moment, Grish bursts through the door to the landing pad. I guess I didn't pick the right conversation to include, like, the whatever it was that was like I passed along the hope or something, and that's why he's not exploding. The rain starts up again. At that moment, Grish bursts through the door to the landing pad. He pants, frustrated and exhausted from the climb. Stop! Hands where I can see them. Cass raises their hands. It's okay. It isn't. Stand down, soldier. Ye big mad. Grish draws his disc. I saw what was left of Ada in the vault. It's over. Prince is gone because of you. You think I'll let you risk anyone else for this freak? Cass comes with me. We're going to head back to the vault. You'll be safe. More importantly, the rest of us will be too. Walk away, Grish. He scowls. Now, why would I do that? You take a deep breath. You're a fool. I'm not the one who believes this one can see the end of... Or I'm not the one who believes this one can see the end of the grid. I don't believe in premonitions, and I'm surprised a detective would either. Maybe you always hated Core. Maybe this lie plays into that. I'm done talking. Grish readies his disc, aiming at Cass. Come with me or it ends here. Actually, maybe I can die. Throw your disc at Grish. Stand between, do nothing. Cass reaches for their back, fumbling, not used to a quick draw. Grish laughs. As you wish, program. Ooh. He throws his disc at them. It's coldly precise. They didn't stand a chance. You saw Cass de-rezzed. As Cass disintegrates, they turn to look at you. A small smile. And then, nothing. It's over. Grish yells at you. Leave! Now! He goes back into the building. An innocent program's function comes to an end. So much lost. It's your fault. It's done. I mean, another option I was thinking of was just doing what I did last time, which was like pressing what was it? Thing again, except this time when he grabs your disc and throws it at Grish, instead of telling him we have to leave now, I say to him, go away, I never want to see you again, or whatever, like, get out of here, you know. So then he leaves, but, like, he still leaves, but we don't leave together, which is a new ending. But so is this. This is a new ending. Or new fate. You step outside. The city below is exactly how you left it. Utterly ignorant of the events that you've witnessed and impacted tonight. But not for long. You stop, standing in place. The enormity of what has happened firing through you. Well, I just did nothing, you know? Like going purely detective mode, you know, whatever. You stop standing, but not for long. You stop, standing in place, the enormity of what has happened firing through you. Out here, alone in the rain, you have a moment to collect your thoughts, review what happened here. You take your disc in your hands, turning it, reviewing it. It certainly needs a defrag, but you've done enough of that already. You activate it, reading your data, and thinking about what you saw tonight. Programs you met. You think about the programs you met along the way. Grish. Grish was the first program you met. Right after he saw you throw yourself to the ground. Not a great impression to make. You worked with him for a while, but he showed where his priorities were when Proxy arrived. And he sure as NCOM hated you after what happened to Prince. Oh yeah, I forgot. This could be taken one of two ways. Like, you sure as heaven, like, just considering NCOM being like where, like, you know, the users are like making the programs, or it could be thought of as sure as hell. You know. Here you after what happened to Prince. Unlikely you'll see him again. Probably for the best. Prince. The repository is as much a representation of Prince as anything else. His faith and fealty define the possibility space available to you. Okay. You feel terrible about what happened. He paid the price for the decisions you made here tonight. Wherever he is, you hope he still functions. Cass. Cass began as a mystery, but turned into something greater, something dangerous, to the grid and to those who would control it. You watched them cease function up there on the landing pad. You saw Cass de-res. Grish will pay for that. Logs will be written about Cass. Somewhere, another data tree is sprouting. A comforting thought. Is that like indicating my character now will forever like hold a grudge against Grish or Sierra? Whichever way it had gone with Sierra, he would have your sympathy. A program trapped in an alien set of constraints and politics. He didn't deserve what happened to him tonight. You helped Sierra escape. At least in the end, you could grant him his freedom. Regardless, he will remember what Kor did. He will tell his people, and it will have consequences. Ada. Your thoughts on Ada are mixed, and even now you're not sure whose side she was really on. The things you could learn in that library if ever they let you back in. You saw Ada cease function. Without Ada, you're unsure what Kor will do to her garden. A new guardian will be necessary. Despite what happened, you find it hard to hate Proxy. The pirate was no more self-centered than most of the other programs you met up there. She is dangerous, though, and well-resourced. Her impact could resound further through the grid. You wonder if anyone will ever find the user key she was looking for. So something I've noticed with green programs in the Tron universe is that they tend to be outside or like rogue of some sort, or like they are, yeah, they're not really, yeah, like they're unusual, or, you know, outside. You know, there's like the Outlanders of you know, like Gibson and those folks in Tron Evolution, and then there's Proxy, who's the pirate, right? And then in Tron 2.0 you have the Corruption, which, you know, that one's like a neon green, really, or just, you know, like a yellow green, but still. You wonder if anyone will ever find the user key she was looking for. You hope not. Maybe that's something, and again, maybe that's going to be a theme in Tron Catalyst. Think about something else. You keep thinking the things you learned. You consider what you learned tonight. The grid is ending. Cass saw what they saw, and now you've seen it too. This place, this world, is going to stop. Only a few hundred cycles, a couple of user years, and everything you know will be lost. You entertain the idea that something can be done, but you've seen where good intentions can lead. You will be haunted by this knowledge. Yeah, you know what they say about good intentions. Core are tightening their grip. Core's enthusiasm for control seems stronger now than ever. You see now that the repository is a prototype for a more regimented grid. It won't happen fast. Feature creep rarely does. But little by little, Core will expand their silent oversight. Cass's data is a direct affront to their dogma, information they will seek to limit too. Automata are connecting. Sierra's presence was an indicator. Automata are no longer keeping themselves to themselves in the sprawl. They're reaching out to the rest of society. Their philosophy and questions will gain volume. There are many who will find that challenging. I'm wondering if the Automata even will make a comeback in Catalyst. Outsider programs are becoming more brazen. A criminal landed a recognizer on a core stronghold tonight. Proxy would not have come if she were not comfortable, if this place did not feel within her grasp. This may be a natural escalation, a reaction to Core's confidence. It will have been noticed by others. Keep considering. You consider something else. The choice is yet to come. You ponder your next move. Core will not be happy with your handling of things. It's likely the DOT will feel similarly. You got their asset de-res. Priceless data swept away by wind and rain. Of course, they don't know you have. Of course, they don't know you have what you have. Fight them. You tell yourself you can fight them. As long as you have your disc, you still have a chance. But you won't. Core's power is unavoidable. Turn yourself in. It makes sense to flag down the first Core peacekeeper you see. Tell them everything. Maybe they can be bargained with. You've convinced a few people to go your way tonight. Whatever comes next, you'll face that too. You ponder something else, you're ready to leave. You look at your disc. For all the memories of tonight and plans for the future, the thing that matters most is a memory that isn't even yours. Kaz's revelation is incendiary, necessary. And now, it exists only on this one fragile object, belonging to one fragile program. Core will de-res you for it if they can. You replace the disc on your back, head forward. This may be the end of line, but it is not the end of your program, or the grid. Not yet. If you've learned one thing tonight, it is that great truths cannot be contained in small boxes. Dependencies and compound errors will always make themselves known. This revelation, this prophecy, won't be contained either. I'm not sure I noticed the sort of the backwards collar, the cleric collar-esque looking thing that I got going. A loop cannot be broken without a change in conditions. You'll find a way. And this ends having, seeing our first real good shot of our character recompiling. Team Pets. Mochi. Polly, Princess Peach. Another Mochi. Oh, hey, look at that last name. Or that name, even. Evgenia Prikashchik. I think I've commented on that before, but still. I may end up playing this one more time. Not in the near future, probably, but yeah, just might end up playing it one more time. Just cause, like, I still want to see what happens, like, you know, if I still want to see what happens if, you know, I tell Cass, like, you know, get out, I never want to see you again. And also, during that time, I basically kind of want to be Grish's buddy, you know, just, like, not letting Sierra go and stuff like that, but still being nice to Prince or whatever. Let's see. Study these, this path tree. Crested his help. You don't get his help. Wait, is this indicating that if you don't accept his help from the get-go, he'll confront you? He'll always confront you? Like, you can't go back on that? Yeah, you can't go back on that ever? Like, he'll always confront you? Interesting. Huh. Prince met you. So I guess this is survived. And then this is derezzed. Hey, I met you, survived. Follow you to the vault, yeah. Guess I could have really looked at that to see whether or not Ada would, if there was a way Ada would survive. Sierra, I met you, you gained his respect, didn't gain his respect. And then, sir, like, stayed in the vault. Cass. Cass met you, got to know you, died. I guess one would be left with you, was locked up again, and then I'm guessing the fourth one would be like the one that I want to see eventually, which is left, but I told him I never wanted to see him again. You know, that one in particular. So that's the one, yeah, that I don't know yet, or I haven't seen yet. And then Proxy, captured Prince, kidnapped Prince. Yeah, so her path is identical to Prince, which is also interesting because their names both start with PR. That's interesting. Yeah, the shape. The Grish's is definitely the most complicated. Or I don't know. Sierra's is also rather complex, but it's also symmetrical. But yeah, what's also I just find it interesting how Grish, like, he'll always, like, I just find this interesting. Like, it if I'm reading this correctly, it's that regardless, if he refuses help at the beginning, then he will confront you. Just there's no going around that. Which, so does that mean yeah, so I'll have to remember that when I do my last thing with that. So presumably, so Prince will be, Prince will let me go, right? Let me go with Cass. But then Grish won't. Huh. Alright. Very interesting. Well, anyway, that is going to call it for this episode. So, thank you all so much for watching or episode, more like playthrough. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. As always, God bless, and hope to see you all next time. Ciao.